Yeah, well, we just a couple. Hey, Robert, good to see you, man. Robert was one of the guys that attended our mastermind out in Hong Kong, and it's always fun traveling halfway across the world and seeing people that you know from the U.S. and being over there and hanging out. So that was cool. It was good to see you, Robert. Sporting the goatee, yeah. So it's a funny story about the goatee. I actually personally hate the goatee. Some people say I look good with the goatee, but my mom loves a goatee, and I just was with my mom for Mother's Day. It was the first time I've been with her on Mother's Day, I think in like 10, maybe 12 years, as we've been living abroad and living in different places. And Mother's Day isn't one of those holidays you typically go home for. And it just worked out this time that I got to spend Mother's Day with her. So I grew the goatee for her, and I haven't shaved it off yet.
Isn't it
But
funny how moms like they just love to see their sons growing facial hair, like to see that they've kind of verify that they've grown up.
yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe she thinks I'm all grown up now because I can grow facial hair now.
Yeah. Same thing for my mom. I come home with a beard, like everybody, like, oh man, what are you doing? And my mom's like, oh, you look so cute.
You don't quite grow a beard though. It's kind of like just patches of hair in weird places.
Me? That's a Mike softball criticism on like my shaving ability.
Yeah. So, but thank you, Jody. I try to be. I mean, it's tough sometimes. I guess I'm a bad son because I moved halfway across the world at one point and live on the other side of the country now. But I love California and not Virginia so much these days. So try to go back and visit as much as possible, usually twice a year. Cool. So yeah, we're going to try to save all the questions to the end this time, just because we felt like it was a little bit disjointed. But I'll still answer some questions here that came in early. So we had do you have a preferred PPC service? I've been using Sellex, really like Sellex, ecomcrew.com/Sellex. If you want to support EcomCrew, it's an affiliate link. Does automated PPC bidding. It's saved us actually $15,000 a month already in PPC spend, and our sales went down by 2%. So massive profit gain there on that. It's been really helpful, and it's also freed up almost a full-time person's job. And John was asking, how do I get a beard like that? Well, I mean, first you got to be a man, unlike Dave, because he can't quite grow a beard like this. But yeah, it's
really
been about a week, and then you got to get to be 40 years old, like I am, to get the gray in there, which is brutal. Because I actually didn't even realize I had gray hair because my hair on my head isn't gray yet at all, which is weird. But like I grew the beard out, and now I've realized I have gray hair in my beard, which I'm not quite at peace with yet. I gotta come to terms with the fact that I'm getting gray hair. So
it makes you look more mature and educated.
Yeah, but that it's only in looks, because there's nothing about me that's mature. Dave could attest to that. Come spend an evening with us when we're away from our wives for a night and see how mature we are.
Oh, Robert and Celine might be able to verify. Oh, sorry, Jody. Jody, I guess you had lunch
with. John says he's 41. Yeah, the affiliate link is just ecomcrew.com/Sellex, and definitely appreciate the support.
I'm always curious too with PPC. I mean, just before we get started, what's your budget? What are you spending a month, Karen, on PPC?
I'll just throw out our budget. We were spending 40,000 a month, and now we're spending 25,000. So it's been, like I said, a huge drop for no real drop in sales. I mean, it's basically just like all profit gain from just doing better bidding.
Yeah. My opinion is that if you're only a handful of products and you're low, even 5 figures in budget, or not 5 figures, 4 figures, I think it's better to manage actually just on your own if you can.
Probably, yeah. It just, for us, it was just unwieldy and couldn't even come close to doing it manually anymore. It was out of control.
Definitely when you get to dozens of products, or I'm not sure how many SKUs you have now, but definitely hundreds. I mean, yeah, you can't do it on your own. But if you have 3 or 4 products, you're always going to get better results if you're the one sitting through the CSV files, going through negative keywords and manually handling it.
All right, so I say we get started. I like to try to be on time. Respect the people that were here on time, and if you were late, then you can watch the replay. I think is the fair thing to do. So let me share my screen. And again, we're going to get to questions at the end. Just try to be able to get through the PowerPoint as smoothly as possible. And then we'll be here to answer any questions you have. Dave and I kind of always have a policy. We try to stay until the last questions answered. So we'll do our best to do that. Although I do have a guest here today from China visiting from a manufacturer. So I want to respect him as well and try to finish at least somewhat on time. But can everyone see my screen? I'll have to at least ask Dave, can you see my screen here?
I can.
Awesome. So today we want to talk about Amazon product launch strategy. This is something that I'm really passionate about. I've worked a long time to kind of figure this out. It's been at least 18 months in the making, testing and then retesting. And then obviously, it takes at least 6 to 9 months to even develop a new product and be able to see this strategy all the way through. So now that I have, we really want to start talking about this and sharing with our community what we've kind of established here and what we're doing moving forward. But I want to read a quick email as to why what I'm about to talk to you about even came to fruition. And the email is from Amazon, dated October 24th, 2016. And it says, hello. We recently updated our policies to prohibit incentivized reviews, including those posted in exchange for a free or discounted copy of the product. You're receiving this email because products you sell have received incentivized reviews in the past. If you attempt to acquire incentivized reviews going forward, your Amazon privileges will be suspended or terminated. This was a huge wake-up call for me. It actually it didn't really scare me, but it was just a huge wake-up call. And it was very frustrating and upsetting all in the same time because we had started to really get a lot of traction selling on Amazon by this point. And it was incredibly easy and basically 100% successful for us to launch products using that incentivized review methodology where you basically go onto Jump Send or Snag Shout or whatever it is and give the product away for a penny and just ask them to leave a review. And between the sales that was generating to help with the velocity and getting those early reviews, you basically could buy your way to the top really quickly and then have a successful product from there. And it wasn't just that simple. I mean, it also did require having a high quality product and having a brand and all the other things that we talk about here at EcomCrew. But if you had all of those things done right, it became incredibly easy to launch a product. But once that incentivized review thing kind of went away, it was a big wake up call to, well, how am I going to start launching products moving forward and be as successful, but do it in a white hat way where I don't have to continuously worry about people or continuously worry about Amazon shutting our account down, because that's not something that I ever want to have to go through. I tell a story all the time about just how I've had this happen previously with Google. I've been an SEO guy and an affiliate marketer for a very long time, starting in 2004. And there's been a couple of times where Google has completely de-indexed our sites because we got a little bit too aggressive, getting links or doing things that were, that I knew were gray hat or maybe black hat or whatever, but everyone else was doing it. And that was kind of the thing. The same thing with incentivized reviews. It's like, well, everyone's doing it. I can't compete if I'm not doing it too. So those are all things that I knew were possibilities within the Amazon sphere. And I didn't want to be in a situation where Amazon closed my account down because I was following all the gray hat or black hat things that other people were doing, because the stakes to me are way, way higher in this business. We have about $800,000 in inventory at this point. We keep track of this on a daily basis on our dashboard that's in the front of our office. So it's always on the top of my mind how much money we have in inventory. We also have 18 full-time people here at our company now, including myself. And so I'm cognizant of them and having to provide them a job and their livelihood. And I don't want all that to kind of go away at the flick of a switch where I had to tell 18 people or 17 people that they've lost their job. And then we're stuck holding $800,000 worth of inventory that we can't sell because our Amazon account has been shut down. So that's a quick intro to why this came about. And the whole idea here was, well, how can I develop something that's 100% white hat that will never, in a million years, get my account shut down? I still have to worry about all the other crap that happens out there in Amazon land, like people filing false IP complaints and, leaving false negative reviews and upvoting negative reviews, all these like really dirty tactics that happen on Amazon that are out of my control. But the things that I can control, I want to do 100% white hat and not have to worry about ending up in the penalty box. And I think it's a very dangerous thing to be looking at forums. Robert is also a member of the $1 Million Seller Forum that I'm a member of. And basically like all the tactics in there are constantly, well, what can you do today to game the system to rank higher? And it's like what works right now. And this whole strategy is not a what works right now strategy. It's a very sustained long-term strategy that we want to go through. So with that long intro, let's kind of just get into it. And I'm just going to go over this at a high level. There's other podcasts that we've done. There's stuff in my EcomCrew. We also have a course we're going to talk about here at the end that gets into some more detail. But depending on how much handholding you like through that, we're going to go through all this at a high level, enough to get you on your way and set up to do this. So again, what is this way that I can not only launch products successfully, basically almost guaranteed, but also validate my product ahead of time. So like this strategy has a second benefit in that I can also verify that people are interested in the product. So the product we're going to use today as an example, just as kind of a funny example, is a dog collar. So let's say you want to get into business and selling pet supplies or dog collars, and you want to figure out, is a dog collar something that people will buy off of Amazon? And maybe you have something niche. Maybe it's a leather dog collar or a studded dog collar or a choke collar, whatever it might be. But the first thought process is, can I virtually guarantee myself that when I put this dog collar up on Amazon, that there is a market beyond the Jungle Scout data? In knowing that there is a market out there, obviously people are buying dog collars, but can I get a list that I'm going to build with this strategy to actually purchase and convert with that? And that's the key thing because the whole strategy here is to build a list off Amazon, not rely on Amazon solely to be successful, but to build a list of people through ManyChat and through email. And ManyChat is Facebook Messenger, off Amazon, that I can then promote that product to once it does launch on Amazon, and know that they're going to buy it on Amazon, and using that traffic, that traffic from my list that I build to do that initial boost on Amazon that will eventually get us to rank. So that's kind of the high level here. So what we want to do is find a lookalike product on something like Aliexpress, and we'll get into each one of these things one at a time, and then build that list off Amazon list, validate the product and make sure that the list I built will actually purchase it, and then build the real product and then launch it on Amazon. So those are kind of the high level bullet points that we're going to go over today in the webinar. So let me did you have something you want to add real quick, Dave?
Yeah, and I think this is kind of a step-by-step strategy. You don't have to follow everything in the strategy step by step. I do a similar strategy. I don't do everything necessarily in what Mike's about to talk about here on this webinar. So you can kind of take and pick things that are applicable to you. I think the big thing is definitely to build a list. If you're not doing it now, launch your products to, you need to build an off Amazon list. I think that's the biggest trend I've seen kind of in 2018. So if you take away nothing else from this presentation, definitely just know that if you want to succeed going forward, you definitely need to have an off Amazon list.
Yeah. And the key thing, just to add something to that, Dave, is that list that you build is an asset. That's something that you own, you control, you can dictate like where you send the traffic to, what pages they go to, how you communicate with them, et cetera. And that is an asset that you can then leverage and use over and over again to launch more products. And that's another reason why in the courses that we have, we always talk about building a brand and products that work well together, and not just building or selling a bunch of disparate random things, because if you have a list, you can promote to them product after product that's related. So maybe you have a dog collar and a dog leash and some dog toys that you're launching. And as you launch each product, you can communicate with your list throughout that process.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's also why it's important to have related products and not have disparate products, because you have a list of dog owners. You're not going to be able to sell necessarily biking equipment or yoga balls to them. It's
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to have better luck selling dog products to a list of dog owners.
Yep. And just a quick comment here, Dave. Since I'm doing the PowerPoint, I can't see your face or any of the comments or anything. So if there's anything that you need to let me know, just interrupt me at any time and I'll stop. Cool. So yeah, the first idea here, the first part of this is, let's say you've done the research, you want to sell dog collars, and you can arrive at that a couple of different ways. You might be starting at Jungle Scout first to like look for products, or which is not what I recommend, by the way. I think that that's actually a bad strategy. And as much as I love Greg, and I think that Jungle Scout software is absolutely amazing, and I use it darn near every day in our business, we don't start there. We start with a brand and a product or things that we know that we want to develop because we know that industry and that niche well enough. And then we always use Jungle Scout to validate. So we will use that as a step 3 or 4 thing down the line. Oh, well, this type of dog collar is selling 600 units a month, and that is a good opportunity for us to go after. That's what we're looking at there. And the nice thing about this strategy is it allows me to go into more competitive niches and go after more competitive products, because I have the ability to generate this off Amazon traffic at some point that will help me get to the top. And Dave still uses it for some of the lower, less competitive things, and it works great for both strategies. But the idea here is, look, you've arrived at this point where you want to develop this. It looks like a leather dog collar, but you want to know, can I build a list of people off Amazon? Number one, like, can I do that cost effectively? And we'll talk about that in a little bit here. Can I build that list cost effectively? And then after I do build the list, will they actually buy that? Like, will they buy this dog collar at a big enough discount? Will they respond to it? And that's a really important thing as well, because once you do launch, you want to know, like, will they actually buy this product? So you can go on Aliexpress and find something. I always say it's at least 80% of what you're looking for. So let's say this is the dog collar you want to develop. Well, if you go search dog collar on Aliexpress, believe it or not, there'll be hundreds of very close matches on there. And what I'll typically do is actually order 2 to 5 of those from Aliexpress and have them shipped to me. And I always take this shotgun approach when I'm doing this type of thing rather than linear, meaning that instead of ordering one and then waiting for it to come in and then realizing it's not quite what I want, and then ordering another one and having the same thing happen, and then another one where I might waste 2 or 3 months there because the shipping times are long, I just order all 5 at once. And then I pick the one that I think is the best. And that becomes the thing that I'm going to focus on for the rest of this process. And we'll talk about what that is here in a second. So the one that I like the most that meets my price point is the one that I'm going to take pictures of and make it a part of our contest and start building our list off of that. So again, just aliexpress.com, go find the product that most matches what you're looking to develop, and then you can move on to the next step. And Dave, did you have anything else to add there before I move on to the next slide?
Yeah, no, I think Aliexpress is a great way. I've done it before with drop shippers. Just find a product that's similar to the one that I want to develop and improve, and just get a drop ship from somewhere in America, and have saved the China transit time. But Aliexpress is definitely going to be cheaper than trying to find it locally in America, but it's another way that you can do it too.
Yep, definitely. Okay. So the next step would be to build your audience off Amazon. So like, here's a contest we're running on tactical.com right now for a flashlight. And you can probably tell the Deuce from that we're interested in developing a flashlight, and we're testing that right now to see how that works. And we try to build our list to get people on ManyChat, on Facebook Messenger, to get their email address and to get them pixeled. So we call that the trifecta. I want to be able to do all 3 of those things. And there's some other presentations I've done that you can watch and podcasts I've done about that specific topic. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time harping on that thing, but the idea basically is to use contests and giveaways to build your list. So you run an ad for this flashlight to an audience of people that are interested in camping or hiking or hunting or backpacking or survivalism, whatever it might be, and start testing. Can I get people to my ClickFunnels landing page, which is what we use, ClickFunnels landing page, to then get them to give us their email address, get into UpViral, which is a software that we use that integrates natively with ClickFunnels, to add some virility to the contest. So people will share it and post it on social media, email their friends about it, earn more entries, and you get the people that have entered the contest and the giveaway to help you promote it more. And all along, you're getting people added to your messenger list, your email list, and you're getting them pixeled so you can then run ads to them later for other things that you want to do. So you have this trifecta, is what I call it again, of data and ability to market to these people over a long period of time and hopefully convert them into a buying customer. And then eventually what you're going to do is use an Amazon affiliate link to track your sales and make sure that you can see exactly what's happening with all of this off Amazon traffic, sending it to Amazon eventually. And you'll use the Amazon affiliate program to see how things are going. So that's kind of the high level here. You're going to run a contest. We typically find that giving away one product of this, whatever widget it is per day, is the best. So every day we're picking a winner and notifying them, getting the product in their hand as quickly as possible so they can post on social media that this isn't a farce and they actually won. And we just ship that directly from Aliexpress. So the product that we were saying, like we found that was 80% or better, like the one that we eventually want to give away or eventually sell, is the one that we're going to ship them from Aliexpress. And it's, a flashlight like this shipped is like $5 or $6 or $10, whatever it was. And we just have our VAs in the Philippines do all the picking of the winners and fulfillment. And you just do all that right directly through Aliexpress. And the giveaway ends up being very, very cheap. Another thing you can do, the way that we actually launched to get people on our list originally, is you can use another big brand in your space. So for instance, someone who if we're talking about the dog collar, someone who has an interest in something like Petco or what's the other big pet supply store? What is it?
I don't know if you have it in America.
Petcetera. Okay, something like that. So there'll be an audience on Facebook that has an interest in Petcetera or Petco. PetSmart was the one I was trying to think of. And what you can do is just offer a $100 gift card to them. Or what I did for Tactical, there's a big brand in the tactical space called Tactical 511. And I just said, look, we're giving away one item from Tactical 511 every day of your choice. You just pick whatever you want. We built our list really, really cheap that way. And we just let the person pick the product and shipped it to them. That isn't a one-to-one relationship where you're trying to develop its individual product, but you can build your list really cheap that way. In the early going, if you don't even have a product yet in mind, but you know what niche you want to be in. But once you know the product you want, you could do something like this with the dog collar or the flashlight or whatever product it might be.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to add that if you're not validating products, if you already have products, this is a great way to kind of continue to build traction for your current products. You can do the exact same thing. Take your product that you're selling right now. I'm doing it with one of the ropes that we sell. Basically run a contest, giving away one of these ropes every week. And what happens is the winner obviously wins a rope every week, but then the non-winners get a coupon and going to Amazon. And again, you just keep on building those incremental sales on Amazon. So even if you have products that you're selling right now, this is a great way that you can apply it, even if you're not validating products.
Yep. Okay, cool. So let me hit the next slide here. This is actually a sample of a ClickFunnels template page. So if you actually are a paid member of our courses, I'll just show you real quick. I'll hop out of the PowerPoint. I actually brought those up here. As a part of our course, we have 3 ClickFunnels templates that come with that. So this first one here, let's just pop this open. This template is made to be for sending people an Amazon coupon. So you can use the same old strategy of you're giving people a discount, but you're doing that off Amazon. And we typically do 25 to 40% off here. So you still get verified reviews. So if you still want to use the couponing strategy, we have a template here for this, where you're just dropping your images. And this has been A/B tested and optimized already by us. So all you got to do is drop in your stuff and you're good to go. And it includes the thank you page. We also include a funnel for this one here. Pop this open. So this is for the contest. So when you like click the call to action, it pops up and you can enter in your email address and get the person signed up. You can put a video. We find that video works a lot better. So we can put a video up here. This gets people entered into your contest. And then we also have this post-purchase funnel here for you that you can use, the template where you can drop in your product and offer it for sale. And that's the next thing we're going to talk about here as a part of this whole process. So all those templates are available as a part of the course. Or if you're on the webinar and you don't want to purchase the course, you can email support at EcomCrew.com. If you sign up under our ClickFunnels account, our affiliate account, we'll give these to you for free. You can just go to EcomCrew.com. EcomCrew.com/ClickFunnels and sign up for that and just email us at support at EcomCrew.com, and we'll give you the templates for free, even if you don't join the course. And if you do join the course, whether you sign up obviously under our affiliate or not, we'll give you all those templates for free. So let me pop back into the PowerPoint here real quick and get into the next part of this. So once you get people signed up to your contest, you're going to want to send them a series of basic emails. So basically they sign up for the contest. Now we're building our list. We got them subscribed to our giveaway. What is the next step that we do here? So we want to send them an email letting them know, thank you for signing up for the contest. 2 days later, we email them again and we say, there's more ways to win. Like you can earn more entries if you share this with your friends. Really important aspect of this because we want them to be motivated to get more entries to have a bigger chance of winning. And then we email them again 2 more days later and tell them to share it via social media and give them the links to do that. Again, another important aspect. And then once the contest is over, I'm sorry, let me do one more thing, snooze that real quick. Once we pick a winner, we want to email them. We have a template for that. And actually, all these emails are also included as a part of our course as a swipe file. So you just plop in the name of your stuff and you can do it. But you can write these on your own if you don't want to purchase the course, obviously. So we email the winners as soon as they win every day. We're sending them a template email. Congratulations for winning the flashlight, the dog collar, whatever it might be. This is really important to communicate with them, to get buzz going. They'll post on social media, tell you thank you and all this stuff, and build a relationship with this person. Eventually, you're going to want to try to get them to send you a picture of them with the product that they've won. This is really important. Now, the real important thing at the very end here that we're going to talk about, the real validation part to this is the non-winners email. So what we do now, the end of the contest is over at this point. You've gotten hopefully 5,000, let's say 10,000 people that entered your contest. You got these email addresses. Now, what do you do with it at this point? Well, the idea here is you email them and say, the results of the contest are in, something catchy that gets them to open up this email at a high rate. And then you want to send them to a landing page. And I just showed you that sales funnel. I'll go back and show it again here in a second. You want to send them to a landing page and try to get them to buy this product. That's really the key here is, will they buy this product? Yeah, you just built your list to 5,000 to 10,000. Congratulations, you got people on your email list. But now, will they actually buy this widget? Will they buy the dog collar? And if they do buy the dog collar, you know that when you release your actual real dog collar, that instead of sending them to a ClickFunnels page for an Aliexpress product, you're going to send them to an Amazon page and tell them to go buy it there. And that's all this off Amazon traffic going into Amazon, which is a huge, huge ranking factor for Amazon. They love outside traffic. And no coupons, no BS, no black hat stuff. You're taking your email list and telling them, hey, my product is now available on Amazon.com to buy, and go enjoy it. And then you can follow up with them later and say, just leave me a review if you don't mind, if you purchase the product, and just remind them. Those emails go through a lot better than going through the Amazon system, and it's still completely white hat. We do an email follow-up as well a couple of days afterwards to the same landing page, and just maybe at a bigger discount. And then we can do some price testing and see, and this only goes out to non-buyers, by the way. And you can see if the price was the thing that they respond to more, or if it's to validate your product. So to show you that landing page again, just real quick here in ClickFunnels that we put together. Let me pull that back up here. This is the page that we send them to. So limited time offer, we put a picture of the product here, call to action. We have a scarcity timer, very, very important. we call out some features of the product. We then call out more features of the product down here, use good imagery for this stuff and get them to try to buy the product. They click the call to action and it goes to an order form. And ClickFunnels is a self-contained e-commerce platform that allows you to sell a product directly through here. And you just can put the product here, get their email their address, their credit card number, complete the order, and you're done. And we use another software called Orderlytics that you can use to automate the fulfillment of this. So if you get hundreds of orders and you don't want to have to manually put those through Aliexpress, you can have Orderlytics automatically send the order over to Aliexpress and fulfill all this for you 100% streamlined. Now, another thing you can do here after they place the order, and as a part of this template that we have, is an upsell offer. So, and I don't have that available here. Let me just see. I don't have that handy here, but the template comes with 4 pages. So there's an upsell offer that happens after they make a purchase, and it's a one-click upsell opportunity. And typically what we're doing is trying to sell them more of the same product. So it's, thank you for buying my dog collar. Do you want a second one? Maybe a dog collar is not something you need 2 of, but a flashlight is. If a dog collar is not a good example there, what you can do is offer them a leash as an upsell or some other product that you're looking to develop and try to sell them that there. Again, just seeing what the conversion rate is on this stuff. And this is kind of the magic of this whole idea, because now you're validating this product without ever having to purchase it. Like the old way of doing it is to order 500 or 1,000 dog collars and take a big chance and hope that people like the product. In this case, you can just see, is this list that I'm developing going to purchase dog collars? And if you get over a certain threshold of people buying the product, you know that there's a bigger chance that they're going to buy on Amazon. The conversion rate is way higher on Amazon than it ever will be on a ClickFunnels page. And you know that they're going to buy because it's going to be a better product. You're going to develop it yourself. So it's the 80% is the off-the-shelf private label product. The other 20% you're going to do, hopefully, is improving that product and making it unique and making it something that people really want to buy. So when you release your real product, your conversion rate is going to be even higher, and you'll know that you have almost a virtual guaranteed success at that point. Yeah. And we'll talk about that here in just a second.
The other thing too with the upsells, Joe, is add in that with the upsells on Amazon, it's tough to upsell, of course, but what you can do if you are getting a really high conversion rate on your upsells through your ClickFunnels page or wherever you're selling the product, that gives you a pretty good indication of something that you could potentially bundle and sell on Amazon as a bundle.
Yeah. That's a great point. Yep. All right. So now you've done this funnel that we just talked about. You're sending people to a ClickFunnels page. If you get more than a 1% conversion rate, basically 1 out of 100 people that you added to your list buying this product, like this is when we proceed at full steam. And depending on your strategy and your budget here, you might, and the competitiveness of the market, it will depend on what you're doing. But for us, what we've been doing is approaching and targeting ultra competitive niches that are, these ones that are supposed to be untappable. Dave, has been targeting a little bit less competitive products. Again, I think it works best for both. But for us, if we say a conversion rate of more than 1% with this lookalike product, we know that the product we're going to develop is going to be superior, because that's just how we do things here. We know that we don't want to run out. So we'll order thousands of them or a full container, right off the bat, way more than we ever used to, because we know that the strategy works so well and we own this asset and we can dictate the conversation and send people to Amazon. And eventually what we'll do is we'll send them to our own store as well, because we have our own store for stuff like Color It, where at a certain point, once the product's got traction on Amazon, then we direct that traffic to our own site. But we basically want to get our product rocking and rolling on Amazon. And that's the whole concept here. If you're in that 0.75% to 1% range, you probably have a pretty good idea, but I would tweak the copy and the product a little bit and make sure you can probably get over that 1% mark. I feel like that's the absolute threshold you want to kind of be playing with. But if you're in 0.75% to 1%, you're probably just a couple tweaks away from getting to 1% and validating that this is going to work. So maybe you run a contest again for a second month or do a couple of different things different to make sure you can get above that 1% threshold. And if you're below 0.75%, you're probably doing the wrong product or to the wrong audience, or something's not right and you want to move on to something else. But this is way cheaper than developing a product, having it show up and realizing you made a big mistake. And now you got a bunch of inventory in your warehouse or in your garage or your basement or wherever you might have it. And you don't know what the hell to do with it. This is a much better concept. So hopefully this gives you some ideas of why this process is so much better and superior to like the way that we used to do things in the past. Now, a couple of things here that is really important. When you do actually launch your product on Amazon, like the launch week strategy, basically, one thing that we want to do is go into your back end of Amazon and change the start selling date to be something in the future. You do not want inventory showing up at Amazon. And sorry, there's like a big loud truck out our window right now delivering something. You don't want inventory showing up at Amazon and having the product being for sale and start ruining your stats. Like Amazon uses a rolling moving average as a part of their algorithm from the day that you start selling your product. And what we used to do is just kind of throw that up haphazardly. It's like, oh, we got the product in, we just want to get it into Amazon. Once the inventory is there, we'll work on the listing later. We'll launch PPC later. We'll put better imagery up there later. It was always like, we'll just kind of deal with it later. And what we realized is that really, really hurts your early selling signals with Amazon, because you're establishing a moving average of these low numbers of sales. And once you improve that, you're not going to rank higher quickly because you have all this bad data. But if you can launch a product and it takes about 8 to 12 days, we've seen it every time it's consistently in that window. If you can produce sales consistently that are near the same number of sales velocity as people on the first page for that 8 to 12 day period, you will rank. Like you'll just pop up there like magic one day. You'll wake up and it'll just be there. We have several examples of this happening. So what you want to do is make sure that you do this. You don't want to basically do everything in one day. Like you don't want to send your entire list and do everything you possibly can in one day. You want to make sure you spread this out over time. It's really, really important. So what we do is, again, we have a start selling date in the future. So the product if you go to the URL for the product, you actually get the dogs of Amazon 404 error because it doesn't even exist on Amazon yet. But we send inventory in, and we send enough inventory into Amazon's warehouses to sustain the first 3 to 4 weeks of what we anticipate our sales to be. So there's enough inventory there to support us. We don't run out or have that message of in stock in the future date. So we get the inventory into Amazon, allow it to season, get checked in, and show it's actually available to sell. And then once it's at that point, then we unlaunch this strategy, which is, again, to divide everything up into 10 equal parts and start dripping this out over a 10-day period. So what we do is we segment our list into 5 parts. So we'll download it, break it out. If there's 10,000 people on our list, we break it out into 5 2,000 part segments. And then what we'll do is we'll email on day 1, segment 1, day 2, segment 2. And when we get to day 5, we've then emailed 10,000 people. Now on day 6, what we'll do is go through that process again. So we email people a second time. You'd be surprised at how well that works. The second email a lot of times is just as effective as the first email. And we'll also run Facebook ads during this time, launch our Amazon PPC. But another key thing that we do is launch to influencers. And this has been working really well for us. So what we do now is when we have the product is coming off the production line, we tell the manufacturer, we want the first 10 of those airshipped to us as soon as possible. And what we're trying to do is get the product here ahead of the curve of it being for sale on Amazon. And we want to get it into influencers' hands. So we'll go through the pet space and find 10 influencers that will take the dog collar and produce us a video and promote this product to their audience. And we tell them, hey, we want you to produce the video. We want to approve it, but we don't want you to launch it until a date that we choose in the future. And some of these influencers publish on a schedule like every Wednesday or every Thursday, whatever it might be. That's fine. We say, okay, well, we're going to tell you a particular Thursday that we want you to launch that. And then we plug in the other people on these other days. And the idea is that over a 10-day period, 10 different influencers are also promoting your product for you as well to their audience. Again, bringing even more outside traffic into Amazon and bringing you consistent sales over that 10-day period. And you'll find, again, like once you have those in early sales. You get your first review or two, which usually happens within that 10-day period. It's like rocket fuel for your rankings. And you don't need to do anything else usually at that point to sustain whatever the product's going to do on Amazon at that point. And the key thing here is, again, you got to develop really high quality products, because your return rate is a massive, massive factor for ranking on Amazon. Your conversion rate is a massive factor. So you want to make sure that you have the tip top perfect listing from day one. Very, very important. And your conversion rate being high, your return rate being low, you're getting good review rates. These are all really important factors. And if you can do those things by having, sorry, I'm losing my voice, having a good product, you're going to rank very, very well.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that you kind of enlightened me to too, is that when you're launching products, I used to kind of launch them half-assed and just get them up and going, and a couple of crappy photos, poor description, non-optimized bullet points. It's a bad way to do it. From the get-go, you want to make sure like your bullet points are written perfectly, your title is perfect, and definitely most importantly, your photos are like A+.
Yeah, and speaking of photos, actually, I opened that earlier. I wanted to show you as a part of the course, or just our courses in general, we offer templates for these photos now. So like, just to show you here, some of these templates that we've had, because like the photography is just so important. So like, here's the dark version of these, where you're using infographics to kind of call out your products. Here's a bundle. Dave was like joking facetiously here. You get free markers when we put this template together because I color it. Maybe your different colors of your products. So all these templates are actually included with the EcomCrew Premium stuff that we have now to all of our paid members. Because these images are just so important. It's stuff that we wanted to include as a part of membership. So
yeah, whether or not you buy a course or not, I mean, again, I hope you all are using some type of infographics on your Amazon listings, because I used to do it the same old way, just have a picture of the product on a white background. Infographics are so important for increasing your conversion rate. So make sure you're using them in one form or the other.
Yep. Here's some more templates. In the free area of My EcomCrew, if you just go to myecomcrew.com, there's a free Amazon course that we put together that goes really into these photos and the infographics in depth. And what ended up happening, there's a case study in there. We actually doubled our conversion rate, like literally doubled our conversion rate in our sales by just doing nothing more, like literally nothing more than adding better photography.
Yeah.
So here's some more templates. Again, these are all included with the paid version of our stuff, and you can snatch these. But these are just some ideas. Even if you don't want to be a paid member, that's fine. You can grab this stuff, these ideas, at least for free. Go back and watch the replay of this webinar and just kind of look at some of these ideas and take creative liberty to do this on your own listings. It makes a huge difference. All righty, back into the PowerPoint. All right, cool. So always with these webinars, we always like to throw out an offer to everybody that joins the webinar. And after this, we'll take Q&A. That's all free. So if you stick around here for another couple minutes after our little sales pitch, any questions you have, we'll answer for you for free. No need to join this stuff to do that. But Dave and I, when we were over in Asia this time, we were realizing as we launched these courses, we've already got 3 full-length courses done. They're expensive. And for people that are just getting started, you might not be interested in a particular course at a particular time. And every time we release a course, it's another $500 to $1,000, depending on what course we released. It's definitely getting really expensive. Plus, we wanted to start doing other things like including templates and email swipe files and Photoshop templates, doing webinars for paid members and a bunch of other stuff. So what we decided to do, it's actually pretty radical compared to what we were doing in the past, is a new monthly membership that we're offering. It'll be, I have it right now, it's $159 a month if you go month to month. And if you do it on a yearly basis, it's $79 a month. And for that amount, you'll unlock all of our courses like that we've ever done to this point and ever will do. The next course we're going to be launching is going to be on Facebook Messenger, like how to build a Facebook Messenger list. And it'll include a bunch of ad templates and how to launch Facebook ads. That'll all be included. There's never going to be any upcharges for anything moving forward. It's just going to be this flat $79 a month fee if you buy it on an annual basis. And also with that, we'll be doing a private webinar once or twice a month for just paid members, which will be one of the webinars will be what's going on in our business. We'll be showing actual products, which is something that no one else does. We'll be showing the exact products that we're launching and how they're doing in the background, and show you guys stats on exactly what we're doing. Basically, just opening up our business completely. We hope that people don't copy the exact products that we're doing. It's a little bit dangerous doing this, but I also don't care in some respects. And I think that this is a cool thing to do that no one else is doing. And I think that that's pretty cool. And then the other webinar will just be straight up Q&A. So if you have any questions you want to ask on the webinar live and get that interaction, you can do that. But you also get unlimited email access to us as well. So you can email us at any time as a part of this. You get unlimited access to just send us an email anytime you want. And we usually answer within 1 or 2 business days. We try to answer same business day, but we do a lot of traveling and stuff, obviously. And but we have a policy to always answer within 1 or 2 business days at the most. So you can always email us. We have a private email address for people that are doing this that you can email us at any time, which is also pretty unique. So you can go to ecomcrew.com/webdeal to sign up for that. Again, anybody on the webinar can join this today. It's going to be $159 a month to month, or it'll be $948 for the year, which is $79 a month. It's half price if you sign up for the annual package, and you'll get access to the webinars, all of our templates, all of our courses, the monthly webinars and everything as well, plus all presentations that I do and Dave does at these different events. We were giving those away for free, but we decided, people are paying $1,000 or more to go to these events, and it wasn't really fair to have those be free. So presentation, like the presentation I just gave at Global Sources, that Dave just gave at Global Sources, will be loaded in there. And then also the presentation that I just gave at Seller Summit will be in there, which I am going to do a brag. Steve was telling me that my presentation was rated the #1 presentation there over everything. So I think that's a good presentation to go back and watch, and that'll be included in here as well. So some links for all this. Again, ecomcrew.com/webdeal if you want to go sign up for the paid membership area. If you don't and you want to just get a ClickFunnels account, ecomcrew.com/ClickFunnels. If you do that and sign up under our affiliate link, we will give you those templates for free. And again, all the paid members, whether you sign up under our ClickFunnels or not, you get those for free. And then the most popular podcast that we've ever done was episode 102. It's basically what I talked about on this webinar, but also some other detail. I encourage you to go back and listen to that as well. There's between this webinar and that podcast, hopefully you'll get a lot of good information out of that. The next webinar will be on June the 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, same time that we're doing this. So we hope you guys will sign up and join us for that. We'll be talking about that. We don't have the landing page ready to go for that yet to sign up, but we picked the date and we'll be putting that together here very shortly. And we have reached the time for Q&A. So Dave, has there been any questions through all this? I haven't been able to look
so let's kind of start chronologically in fairness to everyone. Okay, Aliexpress. So I don't ship directly from Aliexpress. Mike, you do. How much of an issue are shipping delays? You're shipping from Aliexpress.
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't call them shipping delays because it's not delayed. It's known. It's known from day one that it's going to take 3 weeks or more to get the product there. This is something that we put in bold and make sure people understand the fact that it's going to take quite a while to get the product. But if you're giving away something for free through the contest, people are pretty understanding of that. And then also, again, when we do the actual sales through our funnel, it's in big bold type that it's going to be at least 3 weeks for delivery. We put something like, if it's something like a dog collar, let's say that you plan on selling for $49.99, nice leather dog collar. The big thing that you want to do on that template is show that it's like 70% off. You're getting this for $15. Super crazy deal. You're getting free shipping, but it's going to take 3 weeks for delivery. So we just make sure that people know that. Of course, there are people that are like, where the hell's my product 3 days later? But we just deal with that when that comes.
Well, I think, and the important thing is too, that's why that conversion rate. So you're kind of aiming for a 1% conversion rate when you're trying to validate a product. As soon as you put that thing up on Amazon, they get 2 days shipping. Your conversion rate's probably going to be 10%, whatever you got with a kind of that unvalidated product that you're drop shipping from Aliexpress. Yeah, next one. How much of a coupon are you doing, Mike? I'll share my I'll say personally, I'm using, when I'm doing a contest for my own products, I'm giving a 30% coupon to the non-winners.
Yeah.
But
So
that's for a product that I'm stocking, which I've actually developed.
right. We typically don't do coupons at all anymore. The only time that we use coupons, and we have that template for you there in the ClickFunnels, we use it for a couple strategic things. Number one, well, one of the things that we've realized is we can resurrect products that have just kind of petered out with some of the old strategies that we're doing. We've also had an issue where there's been situations where we had a product that ran out of stock previously that was selling really well. Then we ordered a bunch of it, and then when it came back in stock, we weren't able to get the sales back up. So we'll use a coupon in that situation. Again, over a long period of time, you have to reestablish your moving average. So you can't just do it one day and hope that kind of fixes things. So we'll try to target an ad budget that sells 10 or 15 or 20 units per day, but we never do more than 40% off. I feel like Amazon doesn't like seeing coupon discounts that are just unreasonable. They probably realize that anything more than 50%, obviously, you don't even get a verified review anymore. People realize that this is BS. Those sales don't really mean anything. The other thing that we'll do, and there's been one time where we launched a product with this strategy that it didn't quite get the traction that we were hoping for out of the gate, and then we offered the coupon, and that extra little boost got us to where we needed to be. But in general, we're trying to get as many full price sales as we can without a coupon, because that just seems to be a better signal.
Yeah. Okay, when you're doing a contest, Mike, what are you aiming for per subscriber? What's a cost per subscriber?
Cost per subscriber. So our target is 50 cents or less, is what we're willing to pay for a subscriber. We know that that's basically a softball guarantee. We can't lose money at that rate. I mean, we've paid as much as $1, but we basically, at this point, we're targeting less than 50 cents. The lowest we've ever gone down to is 15 cents. But we're pretty consistent in the like 35 to 50 cents range all day long. We're trying to get as many people at that price as we can. And we throw as much ad budget as we can possibly get to before it gets over 50. Like eventually, if you're spending more money, typically your cost per acquisition starts to go up when you're at $200, $300, $400 a day in ad budget on Facebook. So at some point we have to kind of cap that out because we don't want to pay more than 50 cents per email. But basically the bottom line is I'll take as many emails as I can possibly get for 50 cents or less.
Yeah. And John, you mentioned that you paid $1,500 for 1,500 email addresses on Facebook. That is really high. I would think that you probably have either a targeting issue, an offer issue, like Mike just mentioned, maybe your budget, you're trying to get those 1,500 email addresses too high and you're trying to do it in one day. And at which point Google's going to, or Facebook is just going to start charging a way higher rate per impression click. I would think it's more of a targeting issue though. If you're paying $1 a subscriber, maybe your audience is too broad. So if you're trying to market toilet paper and there's like obviously no audience that just likes toilet paper, you're going to have to basically market to everybody and you're going to pay a way higher rate than, for example, for me, there's a pretty defined audience of off-roading, people who like off-roading. So it's going to be cheaper for me just because I have a more narrow niche that I can go after.
Yeah. Just a quick comment on that. One thing the way that you said that there, and I forgot, was it the gentleman's name, John, Dave?
Yeah, John.
Okay. John, so you said it's costing you $1 to get a piece to get email addresses on Facebook. And to me, that means that you're probably using the built-in Facebook lead capture tool. That's the way that sounds. Maybe you're not, but if you are doing that, I highly encourage you to build a landing page off Facebook. Those are always cheaper for us.
Funny, I've had conflicting things with that. I've tried it both ways too, and I find they're pretty average. They're pretty comparable.
Really?
Yeah.
So I mean, we put a lot of effort into our landing pages, and that might be why. And also the other thing is video. We have video along with all of these now. So between like video and our own landing pages and doing a lot of A/B testing, we're able to get and good targeting, as Dave mentioned. We're able to get that down to below 50 cents. And I know, Dave, you were getting them below 50 cents as well, because we were looking at that in China, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm paying 26 cents right now. I had it down to 20 cents. That's directly within Facebook, collecting their emails there. I think it's personally cheaper that way, but you lose the benefit of going to a landing page. You can't obviously brand the product as well there. You can't get any of the kind of viral stuff going on. You can't say, hey, get 4 more entries by liking our page, submitting a photo of this and that, which you can obviously do through something like ClickFunnels.
And you also don't get them on your ManyChat list doing it that way as well, which to me is another like really incredibly valuable thing. We'll probably the next webinar will be going over ManyChat. That's the presentation I just gave at Seller Summit. So we have that those assets and stuff available to talk about now. We've gotten over 33,000 people just for Color It on our crazy Facebook Messenger bot since last August when we started doing this, and 50,000 people total company wide. So those are really valuable. Like I'm counting how much it costs to get an email address, but we're also duplicating that on Messenger bot at the same time for the same cost.
Yeah, I think that's a big takeaway. I think it's pretty comparable cost for just an email, whether it's directly within Facebook or a landing page, but you get a lot of other benefits for going to a landing page if you can make the cost reasonable there. Okay, next one. Do you put infographics on your main picture for your Amazon listing? I know TOS says not to, but I see a lot of big sellers like Anchor doing it. I think, so that's your main gallery, obviously is your supplementary photos. It's not an issue. For your main gallery image, I think kind of the unwritten rule of Amazon is that, yes, it's against their TOS. If it ever gets reviewed by Amazon, they basically take a look at it and they say, okay, is this actually helping the customer? And does it accurately represent the product? If it does, normally they'll let it slide. If it's just simply, just all out marketing, which doesn't really help the customer. Again, I think Amazon, there has to be a manual intervention there. And somebody has to report the image. Amazon definitely seems to be letting what you can do and not do with the main images slide quite a bit more. So I don't do an infographic on main gallery images. I do definitely go against their TOS by accessories in there, no text or anything. I've never had an issue.
Yeah, so we use a white background for all of our main images. And one of the things that we found is if you have an image that's more tall than wide, instead of using a square image for your main image, so using basically, let's say I forgot the exact proportions, let's say it's 200 pixels wide by 500 pixels tall. I'd have to go back and look at those exact proportions. But when you look at the image on mobile, it takes up significantly more screen real estate. Makes your listing pop on search results. Yeah,
you seem comfortable saying that word.
Pop.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. What incentives do you give influencers? I guess through FameBit. Right?
Yeah. So we've actually been trying to contact people outside of FameBit more these days. We're trying to find people that don't want any monetary payment, just products. We find that works a lot better. So obviously there's only certain channel sizes that you can get up to before they're going to want money too, but we'll typically be willing to send them multiple products from our catalog to get, basically the perceived value to them is way higher than it cost us, which is we're leveraging our, if it costs us $10, it's a $40 retail item. To them, they're getting a $40 product, and it only costs us $10. And then they're getting our products in their hands, which is even better as an influencer. And then we're willing to do giveaways on their behalf to their audience, which again is valuable to their audience. It's valuable to the channel provider. It's not direct monetary compensation, but a lot of these channels are looking to grow their channel and get the word out about their channel. So they'll find it to be valuable if we're giving away 5 or 10 widgets from our company. Again, we're leveraging that at 4 to 1 typically or more from a perceived value to our own cost. It provides more value to us because 10 more people are going to get our products in their hands. And then the channel gets to do a giveaway as well. And we'll typically also provide a coupon for the channel. So anybody that's gets a 10% discount or whatever it might be, if they go to our store and buy it, that's another benefit we can do. And then we can also use that to help track the affiliate or the influencer promotion. And then also finally, one last thing, we allow the influencer to use an Amazon affiliate link so they can generate revenue that way. So if they really do like the product and they promote it well for us, that's how they can make their money. So our interests are more aligned that way. We find that works better. So hopefully that's all helpful.
I think what you do really well with the influencers too is that you basically, you get the free marketing and everything off them, but you get free content from them. So I've seen some of the videos that you've had done from influencers, which is basically a throwaway for them. They don't even value it as a service that they're providing you. But, they do have a great video of your product. You can obviously repurpose that across your website, across Facebook, wherever.
Yeah. I mean, usually out of the 10 influencers that we'll use for a product, we'll get 1 or 2 videos that we can chop up or have them do some modifications for us, either for free or we pay them 50 or $100, and that turns into a Facebook ad. And so like moving forward, now we have a video asset for Facebook ads that is going to way outperform anything else that we're doing. And it's a really cheap way to be able to do it.
Okay. I'm going to try to sort a few of these together. Basically, email sequence after Facebook. Basically, we'll get back to just kind of running the Facebook ads. So, okay, Mike, how big do you grow your list to on Facebook before you start? I guess before you kind of view whether a product's been validated or not.
I mean, we don't have a limit. I mean, we're trying to grow our list to be as big as humanly possible. I guess if you're looking for an absolute minimum number, I mean, I would say that's probably 10,000. I would say that'd be the absolute minimum number before I'd be ready to launch a product. But more the better.
Yeah, and I think it definitely varies. I mean, of course, if you're not using it to validate a product, if you're just using it to drive traffic to your Amazon listings, it doesn't really matter how small or big. You're trying to use it as sufficient validation criteria for a product. Yeah, 1,000 people isn't going to be enough because 1% of 1,000, that's not a big enough sample size.
No, way too much variance.
Yeah, absolutely. My daughter did not like that response, apparently. Okay, how many items are you giving away per day, per month, per week?
Yep. So if it's one of our newer brands, we give away 1 per day. Doing it once per week or once per month, we find is like really ineffective. Like we've done that, trying to be cheap and not only cheap with just the money, but Jay's a cheap geek. It's not only the money aspect, but just your time. Like having to administer giving away 30 items versus 4 or 1 is a big difference. But the reality is for us and for the products that we're doing at the price point that we're doing, which is, the $30 to $50 type products, mostly once per day does way better for us than anything else. And for something like Color It right now, we're giving away 5 widgets per day. And you can actually go to, I'll put the links here, colorit.com/giveaway and tactical.com/contest. This is something you guys can go just kind of look at what we're doing there and see. And we do this for all of our brands. We're constantly running contests every month. But for Color, we do it through Gleam, through our Shopify store. And for Tactical, we're using the ClickFunnels templates in Upfile. So you can see both things in action. And good luck in the contest.
How much are your products that you're giving away per day? Like, what's the retail value on them?
$30 to $50 per day. Typically that's the retail value. But again, our cost is way less. It depends on the product. Flashlights retail value is, I guess, $20 or something. I don't know. I think we actually say $39.99 on the page, but it really just depends. But we try to do at least 1 per day of everything that we're doing.
Yeah, and I've had pretty good luck giving away 1 a week, but it's a higher retail item, about $20.
How much?
About $120.
$120. Okay.
But again, we all know I'm way cheaper than you, so I could bring down our cost per acquisition a little bit lower. I mean, the thing you have to keep in mind too, at some point those product costs do become like an actual number. So if you're giving away $5 widgets per day, it's okay. Obviously, if you're giving away $100 items per day, that's your cost. Obviously, that's going to be a real number. That's $3,000 a month. Yeah. Yeah, and it really depends, what value point of the product you're giving away and what your cost is.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone here was at Seller Summit and saw my presentation there, it's actually a really good point. I tried to really instill in everybody is that every business is different. There's like 10 or 12 variables you have to keep in mind, which is, what is your product selling for? Is there a direct correlation of a Facebook audience? Is it something that people have a passion for? Things of this nature. There's so many variables from business to business. You have to adapt this strategy to your business. Every business is different. We never profess to say take Mike's exact magic formula and pixie dust and sprinkle it on. You're going to be a millionaire. There's always idiosyncrasies from business to business that you have to be thinking about that are really important. And so we do have 4 brands. I mean, we do this across, different niches like coloring and tactical space, baby space. But we adapt to that for each niche. It's a little bit different for each thing.
Okay, Pete, you asked discount offer. Okay, what percentage can you offer to still get verified? I think consensus is 50% or above, you're not going to get verified. And I don't even know if that's a set number. I think it's a little bit more variable than that. Do you use super URLs? I don't.
I do not. Absolutely do not.
Yeah. Again, it works, but
it's playing with fire, guys. I'm telling you, like, this is what I was trying to say off the top. If you were here at the beginning, that's what's working right now strategy, not a long-term strategy. And it does work. I see people talking about it all the time in the $1 Million Seller Forum. And I've talked to people a lot. I was just in Asia for 5 weeks and also in Miami for Seller Summit. And this is something that comes up all the time. Lots of people are doing it. It absolutely does work. It is absolutely against terms of service and really easy for Amazon to track if they ever wanted to come down on it. I think it's a bad idea. I think that doing this white hat stuff that we're talking about is a much better strategy where you don't have to lose sleep at night worrying about your account getting shut down, because this is a binary thing, folks. It's either on or off. Either you have an account or you're shut down. There is no like in between. And if you do get your account unsuspended, you typically you don't come back to where you were before. I mean, like, this is again something I've seen a lot in the $1 Million Seller group. People get their account suspended, they come back, and then they're showing like what their sales were versus what they are, and it's never anywhere near the same. And it's just an absolutely brutal situation to go through. So, I mean, don't get caught up in that.
Yeah, and I think with anything Amazon, you have to assess what your risk level is, because if you're breaking terms of service, especially if you're doing it with super URLs, and that's the only absolute way that you kind of play in the gray hat sandbox, that's one thing. But normally people are using super URLs. They're doing a lot of other fishy stuff with Amazon too, and it works. But is that a risk that you're prepared to take?
Yeah,
like not paying your taxes. You can get away with it for a certain amount of time, but eventually it probably does catch up with you. Do you run simultaneous contests along with free plus shipping offers?
Yes.
For a product that you already know will sell well based on Amazon data, it seems like ManyChat picks on people and sending them directly to Amazon for a launch would be a higher ROI than this approach. Agree, disagree?
Well, we are sending them directly to Amazon once the product's developed and launched. So, I mean, but before it exists, you have to have some other way to deal with that. So, the day that the product launches, we're sending the traffic directly to Amazon. We'll run Facebook ads directly to Amazon. But there's this whole pre-launch strategy of getting as many people on your list. So you have an army of people to send to this Amazon listing over that 10-day period at that time. And then once that day comes, the traffic goes directly to Amazon. And then basically after the things is humming along on Amazon, depending on our brand, then we like divert that traffic back to our own website. But like the Amazon listing is super important to us because we want to rank, as close to number one for particular search terms as we possibly can. And then once we're at that point, there isn't any reason to continue to send more traffic to Amazon. Then we'd rather have those sales on our own website. And because we own that asset off Amazon, we can dictate where that traffic goes to.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind too is sending traffic directly to Amazon. Hypothetically, sending a bunch of cold traffic to Amazon, it's not necessarily cold, but it's not, it's warm at the very most. If you're sending a bunch of traffic to your Amazon listing, you could theoretically really bring your conversion rate for that listing down. So your listing is getting normally 5 visitors per day and you send 1,000 people there and none of them buy, all of a sudden your conversion rate's gone down a whole bunch. That's one benefit of Amazon social media pages, is that you can send your traffic there, which isn't a direct link to your Amazon listing. So it shouldn't theoretically affect the conversion rate or your individual product listing.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest strength I've seen in Amazon social media pages is that you can send traffic to Amazon without necessarily increasing your conversion rate on your actual Amazon product listing. Something to keep in mind. Okay, we got a couple more here. Pete, you had asked before that validating your product, if your conversion rate's below 0.7%, it could indicate a poor audience selection at Facebook ad campaign. You can give your thoughts there. I think, yeah, that could be part of it. Hopefully your ad campaigns and audience selection, though, you have fairly high confidence in that. And you can narrow it down to the product. You're not going to be able to do it 100% narrow it down to the product, but again, that's the benefit if you do this a couple times. You can kind of be confident in your audience selection abilities and your ad campaign abilities. Thoughts, Mike?
Sorry, I was trying to read these questions here. Did you know that there's like a Q&A list as well?
Yes, I've been going through a lot of these.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. Just if you could repeat the question, I apologize.
Pete had asked before if you're trying to validate your product and afterwards you get below 0.7% as a conversion rate, could this indicate a poor audience selection or Facebook ad campaign?
I don't think so. I think that, I mean, you got them to sign up for the contest and get on your list. So I think it indicates it's more of a product problem at that point, more than the ad campaign that you originally ran.
I think, again, you have to be confident in your Facebook marketing abilities too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean, right. Yeah, coming from my point of view, because I've spent over $1 million on Facebook ads at this point, I'm pretty confident in our targeting and what we're doing there. So I would feel like it, from my point of view at that point, that it's a product problem or something else and not the ad or the audience that I selected. But that's a good point. I mean, I do have a more innate ability at this point to pick that better because we've done so many things wrong and learned along the way to get it right. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful.
And I think the final question here, do you improve on existing products like releasing better or more innovative models? Is this, and I wonder if you're still there, are you talking strictly from just a product perspective unrelated to the advertising and the list building, or is this kind of related to the Facebook list building and all that? I mean, if it's just a general question, do we improve existing products? I think, yeah, we're always looking to improve existing products. I think that goes for both of us. In terms of launching new and innovative products to our list, I think, yeah, I mean, that's the benefit of having the list is anytime you make any type of product update, release a new product, do anything, you can launch it to the list and get some type of response. Anonymous attendee, I purchased one of the courses. I'm interested in the Amazon launch strategy course. It's an add-on. It's probably going to be about $159. If you email support@ecomcrew.com, just email with the email that you signed up for the course, and then either me, Mike, Abby, or somebody else will get back to you.
Yeah, so I mean, if you've purchased any of our courses in the past and you want to upgrade to the new EcomCrew Premium that we talked about today, the subscription, just email, as Dave said, and we'll, for $159, we'll get you a year access to this. So you'll have a deep discount to if you've already been a previous purchaser.
Okay. I think that is pretty much it.
Awesome. A lot of good questions, man. That's really exciting to see.
Yeah. Well, the Q&A, I think whenever I'm in a webinar, that's always the most valuable part.
Yeah. Sorry we made you guys sit through a sales pitch to get to the Q&A, but hopefully you guys found it to be helpful. There's a few people still left here. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you thought of the presentation today. If there's anything you think we can do better or all that good stuff. We always like to get feedback.
Apparently somebody said they do not like looking at my nose with my webcam.
Nice. Well, I don't blame them.
It's the It's the most crazy webcam. They put the webcam at the bottom of the monitor. Normally it's at the very top. That's the way the computer is laid out. So.
I always like at the time I feel like I need to turn my head to like.
The good thing is, guys, that when you look at me front on, you can't see how big of a snozzer I have. So, please be thankful for that. Like they didn't put the webcam on the side of the computer somehow.
I don't know how this happened when we were over in China, but we like for like a week straight, we just got fixated on Dave's nose. So it was like, how many nose jokes can we come up with for the week?
It has an incredible library.
Yeah. Awesome. So a lot of good comments here. I'm glad you guys found this helpful. Best of luck in your businesses, guy. It's a crazy. It's almost halfway through 2018. Hopefully you guys have been killing it. And looking forward to having you guys on the next webinar or seeing you in our new EcomCrew Premium. Again, it's ecomcrew.com/web deal. And Abby's not here today, because of the time thing, but I will definitely pass along the message. She has been awesome.
I was filling her shoes, so I'll let her know that you thought I did a perfect job substituting.
It was a decent job. Let's not say perfect job.
Okay, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day. It was good seeing everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.